Hey, I'm Rob Tardik from Metalworks Institute Guitar Tips, and today we're going to do a little lesson on shell voicings, commonly used in jazz. And it's a great way to minimize the notes that you're using to chord, and it opens you up to actually fretting chords in a lot of different ways and moving your hands around in a lot quicker fashion than using the big bulky kind of chords. For example, let's do a 1-6-2-5. One progression, which is very common in jazz. It's a cycle-based progression right out of the cycle fourths going backwards, because jazz tends to back cycle. So basically what I'm going to be doing, I'll take this one in the key of A here. So I have an A major 7th, and normally you'd fret an A major 7th like this, or even if you're not as familiar, some people would fret it like, but that's kind of really big and bulky, and you don't want that 5th in there. That creates like a power chord almost, this root 5th on the bottom. So we try to stay away from that. We try to open the chord up, and that's what a shell voicing does. It minimizes the chord, but kind of opens it up so it's free to interact with the melody and stuff like that, and not be obtrusive, you know, to other instruments. So basically now what's left in the shell voicing is I'm only going to play, we drop out the 5th. This is the 5th here. I'm going to drop it out, and we're left with this. Okay, nice and simple like that. So basically I'm playing the tonic, I'm playing the major 7th and the 3rd. The 5th is gone. We don't need that other reinforcement note since we already have the tonic, the root, for stability and grounding. So from the 1 chord, we go to the 6th chord. Now, what I'm going to do is instead of jumping around the chord fretboard like this, going, right, that's kind of a big leap. We want to kind of use smooth voice leading. So what we can do is use inversions, and I have spoken about that again. An inversion is when the tonic is no longer in the bass. So now we're going to put the 3rd up of the chord. And in this instance, again, we're going from the tonic, the 1, to the 6th chord, which is an F sharp minor 7th, but this time we're going to move the F sharp minor 7 up to here. A little softer sound too. When you have the 3rd in the bass, it gives a little softer tone to the chord. So we're going from 1 to 6. You see, it's a very subtle change, but it's nice. And we keep that tonic going. The bass is being used in a context where it's common. In the tonic here of the A, but now it's becoming the 3rd of the F sharp. And then, as we move to the 2 chord, we're going to incorporate a B minor 7th chord. And instead of jumping here or, you know, higher, we're just going to stick in our 5th fret position here. We're going to jump up to this simple voicing of a B minor 7th. And again, we're not going to play like this or kind of stuff like that, or like a bar chord fashion. No, that's more rock and roll and R&B and stuff like that. And we're going to do more of the jazz voicings. And again, that's the whole purpose of this lesson, the shell voicing, to minimize the voicing. So now, I'm only, if you notice too, I'm using fingerstyle, or a hybrid with the pick, and we're doing, notice I got the tonic, the minor 7th, and the flat 3rd. That's all I'm doing. Again, the 5th and the root up here, nope, not playing all that. Just need the shell voicing, the kind of the outer shell, the structural skeleton of it. So now we got the 1, the 6, the 2, and we just need the 5, the dominant chord, the chord that provides tension and the cadence leading back to the tonic, or the root, as we tend to call it. So, in that instance, in this one, in the key of A, would be an E7 chord. And typically an E7 chord, a lot of guys would play like this, or maybe like this, you know. But what we're going to do is create a shell voicing of it, and we're going to put another note in the bass that's not the root, and it's going to be the 5th, which creates another inversion. So the shape looks like this. So notice here, I have a B in the bass, which is the 5th of E, and I have the major 3rd under my index finger, and here under my middle finger, I have the D natural, which is the flat 7th. So thus, I have the shell voicing with a 5th in the bass. And this sounds like this when you put it together. So tonic, 6th, 2, and 5. It's really nice. And you kind of do that 4 on the floor, Mr. Green style. And there you go. So there's a little example of shell voicing to keep you busy. Try that on all different keys and get those grips under your fingers, and you'll be fine. You'll be wailing all over the fretboard using a lot less notes but making a lot more impact. I'm Rob Tardik from Metalworks Institute Guitar Tips, and we'll see you next time.